Hello, everyone. My name is Samir, and today I want to share with you my story about how learning English changed my life. Growing up in a small town in India, I never imagined that one day I would be able to communicate with people from around the world, express my thoughts confidently, and even think in a language that was once completely foreign to me. It's been a long journey, filled with struggles and triumphs, and I hope that my experience can inspire you to see why learning English is so important and how you, too, can become fluent, just like a native speaker. The early years, a world without English. I was born in a small village where everyone spoke only our local language. My parents were farmers, and English was as distant to us as the moon. We had very little exposure to English, except for a few words we heard in movies or on television. In school, English was taught as a subject, but it wasn't taken seriously. Most of my classmates, including myself, saw English as just another subject to pass, not something that could be useful in real life. Back then, I didn't understand the importance of English. I thought, why do I need to learn English when I can communicate just fine in my own language? Little did I know that this mindset would severely limit my opportunities in the future. The turning point, realizing the importance of English. The turning point came when I was in high school. One day, a group of tourists visited our village. They were from different countries, and none of them spoke our local language. They needed help finding their way around, and I was the only one there. I tried to communicate with them using gestures and broken English, but it was frustrating. I couldn't understand them, and they couldn't understand me. I felt helpless and embarrassed. That day, I realized that English is not just another language. It's a global language. It's the bridge that connects people from different cultures and backgrounds. I understood that if I wanted to have better opportunities in life, I needed to learn English, not just to pass exams, but to communicate, to connect with the world. The initial struggles, starting from scratch, deciding to learn English was one thing, but actually learning it was another story. I didn't know where to start. My school's English classes were basic, focused mainly on grammar rules and vocabulary. I could barely form a sentence, let alone speak fluently. I felt overwhelmed by the sheer amount of learning ahead of me, but I was determined. I started by focusing on the basics, learning the alphabet properly, practicing pronunciation, and memorizing simple phrases. I would spend hours repeating words and phrases out loud, trying to get my tongue used to the new sounds. It felt awkward and unnatural at first, but I kept pushing, building a foundation, immersing myself in English. The biggest challenge for me was the lack of resources. We didn't have English-speaking environments or native speakers to practice with, but I knew that to learn English effectively, I needed to immerse myself in the language. So, I got creative. I started listening to English songs, even though I didn't understand most of the lyrics. I would look up the words and try to sing along, focusing on the pronunciation. I also started watching English movies and TV shows with subtitles. I didn't catch everything, but it was a start. I would pause and repeat dialogues, mimicking the way the actors spoke. I remember watching movies like Harry Potter and The Lion King. I would rewind scenes and repeat after the characters. I even started mimicking the accents, trying to sound like the characters. It was fun, and it helped me get used to the rhythm and intonation of English. Reading and writing, expanding my vocabulary, listening and speaking were just one part of the puzzle. I also needed to improve my reading and writing skills. I started by reading simple English books, like children's stories and comic books. At first, I had to look up almost every other word in the dictionary. It was slow and frustrating, but I didn't give up. I made it a habit to write down new words and phrases in a notebook. I would write their meanings, make sentences with them, and review them regularly. Gradually, my vocabulary started to expand. I could read more complex texts and understand them better. Writing was another challenge. My grammar was weak, and my sentences were full of mistakes. But I knew that the only way to get better was to practice. I started a daily journal in English. I would write about my day, my thoughts, and my goals. At first, my entries were very simple, but over time, they became more detailed and coherent. I also started writing essays and short stories, which helped me improve my grammar and sentence structure. Speaking practice. Overcoming the fear. Despite all the progress I was making, speaking English confidently was still a huge hurdle. I was afraid of making mistakes and being laughed at, but I knew that if I wanted to become fluent, I had to overcome this fear. I found an online language exchange platform where I could practice speaking with people from around the world. It was terrifying at first. My voice would shake, and I would stumble over my words. But the people I spoke to were patient and encouraging. They understood that I was learning and helped me improve. I also started speaking to myself in English. I would describe what I was doing, talk about my plans, or even pretend I was giving a speech. It sounds strange, but it helped me get used to speaking English out loud. I became more comfortable with the language, and slowly, my confidence grew. Learning from native speakers. The key to fluency. One of the biggest breakthroughs in my learning journey came when I started interacting with native speakers. I realized that to speak English like a native, I needed to learn from natives. I joined online communities and social media groups where I could chat with native English speakers. I paid close attention to how they use idioms, slang, and informal expressions. I also started watching interviews, podcasts, and TED Talks in English. I would listen to how the speakers use the language, their tone, and their expressions. I would pause and repeat, trying to imitate their style. I learned that English isn't just about words and grammar. It's about how you use the language to express yourself naturally. The importance of practice, making English a part of my life. By now, English had become a regular part of my life. I was reading English books, watching English shows, writing in English, and speaking English every day. But I knew that I still had a long way to go. Fluency isn't something you achieve once and for all. It's a continuous process. I made it a point to practice every day, even if it was just for a few minutes. I would set small goals for myself, like learning 5 new words a day, writing a paragraph in English, or having a short conversation with a native speaker. These small, consistent efforts added up over time. The rewards of learning English. New opportunities. As I became more fluent, I started noticing the rewards of my hard work. I could understand movies and TV shows without subtitles. I could read English books and articles without constantly reaching for the dictionary. I could have conversations with people from different countries and understand their perspectives. Learning English also opened up new opportunities for me. I was able to apply for internships and jobs that required English proficiency. I could attend international conferences and participate in online courses. I even started a YouTube channel where I teach English to beginners, sharing my own experience and tips. The consequences of not knowing English. Limited opportunities. Looking back, I realize how different my life would have been if I hadn't learned English. Without English, I would have been stuck in my small town with limited opportunities. I wouldn't have been able to connect with people from different cultures, access global information, or pursue my dreams. Not knowing English in today's world can be a significant barrier. It limits your access to education, job opportunities, and even basic information. Most of the internet's content is in English. Many academic papers, technical manuals, and even news sources are in English. If you don't know the language, you miss out on a wealth of knowledge and opportunities. Tips for learning English. My advice to you: if you're struggling with learning English, don't worry. I've been there, and I know how challenging it can be. But with the right mindset and strategies, you can achieve fluency. Here are some tips based on my own experience. Immerse yourself in English. Surround yourself with English as much as possible. Listen to English music, watch English movies, and read English books. The more you expose yourself to the language, the more you'll absorb it. Practice speaking every day. Don't be afraid to speak, even if you make mistakes. The more you speak, the more confident you'll become. Find a language partner or join an online community where you can practice speaking. Learn in context. Instead of memorizing isolated words, learn phrases and sentences. Pay attention to how words are used in context. This will help you understand the language better and use it more naturally. Be consistent. Learning a language takes time and effort. Set small, achievable goals and practice every day. Even if you can only spare a few minutes, consistency is key. Get feedback. Don't be afraid to ask for feedback on your speaking or writing. It's the best way to learn from your mistakes and improve. Stay motivated. Remember why you're learning.
Subscribe for more videos. Your support helps me create more content. Thanks for watching.